What is up, everybody? Thursday night, you know where we are, what's happening. We're in the pit with Josh the Mosh, doing what we do every Thursday night. So let's get it rolling like we always do.
Man, what is up, everybody?
Numero dos in the house. What's happening, man?
Man, I'm just happy to be here. It's been an absolutely crazy week. We continue to the wheels of I don't even know what y'all are calling it. Like the death match, in the deathmatch world, they're calling it a summer of blood. I don't even know what the indie world is calling it, but everybody's on fire. Well, I mean, just the reopening. That's what we'll call it. The reopening, the wrestling reopening is upon us. We got a lot of announcements today. Josh has got several things to talk to us about. I've even got a long segment today, so I'm super excited to fill everybody in.
Yeah, and we got got our Puerto Bro on deck too, so we'll be talking Japanese wrestling as well. And then our guest today, joining us in the pit,
Aaron Mercer.
Sorry, I get distracted. We got to announce it.
That's my boy. Here. That's my boy, Rod. What's up, Rod?
But yeah, Aaron Mercer joining us in the pit for the first time. Finally, I've been messaging him to try to get him in here for a year.
Wow.
Dos and Mosh, I don't know.
I'm excited. I see JoJo talking about. He sounds like the ICW show is going to be a go-go. JoJo, it needs to be like. I'll talk about it later. I won't steal any time from Josh. We're going to talk about the Texas Indie Showcase and stuff like that. But get your tickets.
Sorry, I got a little bit of lag going on right now. Yeah, just get your tickets. First row has been sold out. Y'all waited too long. So if y'all wanted front row, sorry, they're gone. Second row, we have a special going today. I think it goes till midnight. If you buy 2 second row tickets, you get an event poster, or 3 to 4 tickets. Third row tickets, you get an event poster today only. So if y'all are planning on going to the Indie Showcase, because we officially know now the main event, Davey Richard versus Brian Keith.
Oh,
I mean, like, what else do I gotta fucking say? You know what I mean? Like that should be enough for y'all to buy your tickets.
Yeah, that's an absolute banger. Oof.
Another reason to be there, because Rod's there.
Rod's gonna be. For those of y'all that are not following us, the Texas Indie Showcase. Hey, I know you've seen this photo. I never know where to. Roland's pointing a photo. I never know how to point it with someone behind us. Texas Indie Showcase is a showcase of, what's it, Josh? Is it 9 companies? It's 9 companies. Texas Indie companies coming together. Everybody's going to put one match up on the show with 9 companies.
10 matches.
10 matches?
10 matches, because we added a bonus match too that was announced this week as well. The women's title for Texas Pro, Roxy, will be defending her title against Heather Monroe.
Ooh. That's a good one. New Texas Pro just had their whole show this weekend.
Yep.
Wow, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, Brian Keith went over Mysterious Q. That's how he got into the main event, because that was for the showcase.
Yeah, and honestly, what a lot was on the line there. I mean, you have Mysterious Q, who's going on like 600 days.
Longest reigning Texas Pro champion.
I'm calling them pandemic champs. And I don't mean that in the wrong way. I'm talking about guys that held down promotions during the entire pandemic. I mean, when you look at guys like that, the first name that comes to mind is some pretty long range names. Talking about, John Moxley was a long time champ. Kenny Omega's been a long time pandemic champ. Drew McIntyre almost. Not to go in WWE, but like there was some guys that were able to hold a championship title when there was little to no crowds. And Mysterious Q was one of them, and not on TV either. This is an indie showcase for those of y'all that went to indie shows during the pandemic, it was tough to work a crowd that wasn't there. So it could really mess with your head during the game. So it was going to take somebody like Brian Keith, and it was going to take stipulation like getting into the Texas Indie Showcase to really make that match anything more than it already could have been. So it's big ramifications. Obviously, Mysterious Q is out of the main event of the Texas Indie Showcase. Brian Keith is in against Davey Richardson. So we're super excited to see how that showdown goes.
Davey Richards, that's just crazy. Like I said, and then the additional match will be Roxy and Heather Monroe, which I thought was pretty awesome.
We still have the Bryson Scott Machine Gun Open Challenge as well. It's already been announced.
We've announced that. Also, if you were at the GCWA show, which was fucking awesome on Friday in Corpus, Hotter Than Texas 2, official. Izzy James will be defending the Rising Stars Championship against ASF, who won the right by beating Alexander Crowley on Friday, and it's going to be in a dog collar match for the Rising Stars Championship. I mean,
I actually got to see a lot of GCWA's show. One of the Barachos was filming it and sending it to us, so I actually got to watch a lot of the GCWA show. Real good stuff.
It was an amazing show.
It was
8 matches.
It was an amazing show. Like, I got 2 TVs set up in here, and when there's a huge deathmatch pay-per-view going on one, and I'm watching the GCWA show on the smaller TV below, that's how you know the show is fire. Like, I even talked to a couple guys who were in the show afterwards. It was a good show. It was a good card.
8 solid matches. They usually don't do 8 matches, and it was 8 solid fucking matches.
I was a little surprised it went as long as it did as well.
Yeah, they crowned new tag champs. Damien 666 and Bestia 666. Yeah, and also adding Mecha Wolf in. They're going to have Freebird rules to defend the titles. So the 3 of them beat the Cruz Brother Thoracic Part. Yeah, that was a great match.
It was a good one. I didn't see the finish of that one, but I saw the whole match up until that point.
Yeah, Mecha Wolf had a little bit to do with it. You know, but it was.
And Gino faced
Daga.
Yep, Daga. That was a banger.
So they're going to have their rematch. They announced. I don't think they put a date on it yet, but that's going to be a hair versus hair rematch.
Wow.
For the GCW Championship with Gino and Daga.
Wow.
So stay tuned for that shit. It's like shit's happening down here, man.
Wow.
I've heard rumors that PBW has a date, but y'all stay tuned. Y'all should be hearing that in a couple days.
Oh yeah, I did hear a little something about that. My boy Josh texted me the other day, and I said I won't say nothing, but
something's coming. Yeah.
It's coming along nicely. PPW continues to roll down the tracks. Josh never stops. I know he's always thinking 3 steps ahead.
Yeah, we try. We're trying. So that's enough of my babbling. I think that's the things that I wanted to touch on, so we can go to your segment, brother.
Come on over, children. Step right up into the deathmatch corner. I've got a story for you. And boy, do I really. I want you guys to pay close attention to my segment. I know that not everybody out there is a real big deathmatch fan, but a lot of stuff happened this weekend. We had Boardwalk Buds. This was a convention to celebrate the legalization of marijuana in the state of New Jersey. So this was a whole big deal. So obviously IC Dub, the biggest deathmatch company on the scene, in my opinion, steps up and says, hey, we want to have 4 shows during Boardwalk Buds. So the result of this was we got 3 pit fighter shows. We had 2 pit fighters. We had a show called In the Pit, which was actually like if Fight Club and the beach had a baby. So it was literally Fight Club at the beach. It was pretty cool. And then we actually had No Holds Barred Unlucky 13 that took place in the Atlantic City showroom at Sam's. I think it's at Sam's Boat, wherever it's at. But real nice venue. The big story coming out of this, my first few pictures are from No Holds Barred 13, because No Holds Barred 13, it had been a long time since we saw a show that was as good as, in my opinion, No Holds Barred 6 and No Holds Barred 2. This show really lived up to that hype. Being it in Jersey, being it at Boardwalk Buds, being the reopening of the economy, we saw some names show up in the show that were debuts for ICW No Holds Barred. This picture is a perfect example. This is Psychosis 2. Now, for my fellow WCW marks out there and Triple I marks, this is not the original Psychosis. This is Psychosis 2, i.e. the guy that slapped Conan. But he's come up here to No Holds Barred, and he wants to take Slack on in a death match. This was a great match. Really a lot of cool stuff. We got to incorporate the AAA Lucha Libre style of Psychosis 2 into the hoss fight style of Slack. It was a great match. Really good match. There was a lot of good matches on this card. The second match I wanted to call out was we actually had 2 hidden MVPs in this card. So second one, this match is actually Danny DeMonto and Alex Ocean versus the Kirks. So the running storyline in ICW is that Danny's had a problem with the Kirks and he can't seem to solve it. So in this particular match, it was just a tag team match. It was a mixed tag match, I guess you might call it, because Casey Kirk was an actual competitor. And goddamn, if she wasn't a hidden MVP, she came out of nowhere. She took a lot of damage in this match. For just so everybody knows, that's a gusset plate. We've all talked about gusset plate, terrifying thing. And she took it right to the head. Not only that, D'Amato immediately poured lemon juice and salt all over it. Shout out to Casey Kirk, a shining star of the weekend. She was on almost every card. Her and Brandon both really elevated the weekend. Really good heels at what they do. But I think the story coming out of No Holds Barred 13 is my next picture. It's actually the story coming out of the weekend. So we all know, everybody in the Lone Star State knows. Huh?
Buffering. It's coming.
No worries. We all know everybody in the Lone Star State. We lost Ruben to a little bit of an injury a couple weeks ago. He'll be back in a few weeks, but he's got to take a little bit of time off to heal and recuperate. And enter Dale Patricks. Dale Patricks actually stepped up to fill a couple different spots on this card. There was a huge absence with a guy like you got to remember, Ruben's still really fresh in No Holds Barred, so he hasn't taken on a lot of people. So every match that Ruben has that stellar opportunity. Yep. So filling the shoes of somebody that's coming in to play that role is a really big deal. Dale Patricks was able to morph a couple of his matches around. Dale Patricks is the absolute MVP of the weekend because night one he broke his foot. That's why he's wearing no shoe in the picture. Broke 2 toes and his foot. He's got 3 matches left for the weekend. And not only he has 3 matches, but 2 of the 3 matches left were matches of the card, including the No Holds Barred. He took on Neil Diamond Cutter, Baracho crew buddy, Neil Diamond Cutter, that we've gotten to hang out with, talk a lot with, and build shit with.
In the pit. He was in the pit as well.
He was in the pit. Honest to God, dude, like, Neil Diamond Cutter is one of the coolest guys in the game, and you just can't have a bad match with that guy. And him and Dale Patricks mixed together it was amazing. They hit each other with literally everything. There was cactuses in that match. There was, backyard toys, just everything. But just the fact that Dale's hobbling around in this match, doing crazy moves, big MVP of the weekend. Dale Patricks was just a phenomenal story, literally putting just the whole show on his back almost. Like, not that it needed to be, but he was just like, nah, here, I'm going to take this. This is my show. Show stealer. No one expected Dale Patricks to be a show stealer this weekend, and he was. Had a great match in the last pit fighter with Kevin Giza, all balls. Kevin Giza, threw him off the stage, back into the cage. It was crazy. Last thing I want to talk about, don't flip the picture yet, but from this same show, No Holds Barred, Nastico fought this weekend. For those of y'all that are familiar with Loco, Fire Daddy, Nastico was very much represented. Loco was in the house at No Holds Barred. Nastico fought Kimberly. She fought John Wayne Murdoch. And she fought somebody else the next day. I can't remember. But, man, it was crazy, dude. It was crazy. Like, that is one tough bitch. If Nastico came at me in a bar, she could have whatever she wanted. She could have my wallet. She can have my beer. I don't care. You can have it all. She is crazy, insane crazy. But it was a good weekend so far. Which leads me to my next point. We got a huge announcement coming out of this weekend. We had to keep the balls rolling. We got 2 shows coming up at the beginning of July, and then we take a break into August in the San Antonio State. We knew Masada was booked, but we didn't know who Masada was booked against. And ladies and gentlemen, Akira versus Masada, No Holds Barred, in the chains, San Antonio, Texas. Holy crap. Like, you can't imagine. This is such a passing of the torch type of match. Like, Masada is definitely on his way out of the game. He's been around so long. He's definitely in his twilight years. Akira is the rising star, and this is going to take place in the chains. And we all know that no one leaves a match with Masada the same way they came in. This is going to be a crazy match. We've been talking a lot with the weapons builders and No Holds Barred. No Holds Barred, like, their crew, they have a whole crew for everything, and they've got a weapons crew. Shout out to Tempo, my guy, up there, and they've been sending us, the Baracha crew, a bunch of supplies, a bunch of ideas, a bunch of plans. We have a major shitload of stuff to bring, just as the Baracha crew. And that's not counting anything that they've sent down to me or anything else. So if you don't have tickets to these shows in San Antonio, you've got to get out there. I promise you, these shows will not be one to miss. The first match announcement we got was sick. So I hope I've stretched enough time. That's been the Summer of Blood so far. What a chapter this weekend was. Boardwalk Buds. Wish I could have been there, but we've got business here in Texas that we're tending to, and we'll see everybody in August. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Yeah, I even saw that as like freaking Masada and Akira. Like, made me check my schedule. We don't know how that goes. We got people in the chat.
JoJo. I
JoJo.
even hit JoJo up the other day because JoJo, shout out to JoJo who showed up with like 10, 12 tubes of heavy metal. I was like, we need some more, big guy. You got to bring them down.
I'm going to back up to this. It was nice meeting you too, Michael, at the show. One of our fans came up to us and said they really love our show. So I want to give them some extra love before we go on to our next segment. It's always cool to go to shows and people come up to you that you've never met or spoke to saying, hey, I love your show. Watch it. Like, that's what we do it for. Educate, share this love.
The ticker below.
Thank you very much.
If you can't watch us live, now we're a podcast. Everybody always calls us a podcast, so now we're an actual podcast.
Yeah, we're a live talk show that is now also a podcast. You can catch us pretty much anywhere the major ones are. I think that's what they say, wherever podcasts are found. Thanks to Imo Sewa Productions. So if you can't find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all that shit, search Imo Sewa Productions and you'll find us. Absolutely. They're starting their own kind of channel, their own brand for podcasts, so it's pretty cool.
You'll probably have a lot more fun too because you won't have to stare at me and Josh's domes all day.
Exactly, yeah.
You watch, you look at what you want, something pretty, but you can still listen to us.
Yeah, and still listen to our bullshit. Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, moving on. So we're gonna head to Japan and bring in the rebranded El Dragon. Al Dragon? How are we supposed to say it?
Actually, you know what? It's supposed to be a Buddha Bro, but I forget. I use StreamYard for something else. So we're going to go for El Dragon. So yeah, so we're going to go with that.
It was date night. He used StreamYard for date night.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yes. Hey. Shh. Anyways, so today I'm going to do something a little different. Now, as you know, I'm called the Puro Bro, not so much the New Japan Bro, because I watch almost everything in Japan that I can. So today, since New Japan has been overly pretty fucking boring for the most part, other than the Young Lions, the matches, seek those out. Uemura and fucking Yushi fucking have been Asuji have been fucking amazing. Like the each match is very different, and every time they go up against someone, the guys who go up against them like Ibushi just beat the fucking utter shit out of them. So basically, this is like a trial by fire before they actually end up going on excursion. But I don't know so much about the excursion because, as we know, Japan still has this pandemic thing going, and places like Mexico, which they normally would like to go, like he would go. I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna ignore that. So, but yeah, so they would normally like to go to CML, but Mexico also has been hit also with a lot of the coronavirus, and they're still having a lot of issues down there. So we don't know where they're going to go. So with that being said, that's enough about New Japan in Japan. Now we're going to talk about New Japan Strong. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, New Japan Strong was something that started during the COVID. Essentially, it was a way for their U.S. Their LA dojo and US based wrestlers to get an avenue to really just showcase who they have and wrestle. And slowly but surely, it's become a really compelling hour show. A lot of indie guys, those guys from Ring of Honor that you normally would see are now just showing up here. So they just announced their first show is going to be August 14th. Let me make sure the date. Yep, August 14th in LA. And in the LA Coliseum. Tickets are on sale now. As you can see, Jay White is going to be on the card. He's going to defend his never open weight title, which is essentially the secondary title. He's going to go up against who the fuck is going to go up against? I forget. It doesn't fucking matter. And also, it was just announced as well that the Good Brothers are going to be in a tag team tournament because they're most likely going to reveal some tag team titles. So, again, New Japan opening up its doors, opening this whole forbidden door nonsense that Tanahashi brought up back in 2018 is forever gone. That is no longer a thing. Now, New Japan is very much opening doors for everyone else. What's pretty cool also about the show, let me just actually go back to, we're also going to see Moxley on the show. So he's going to defend his U.S. title. I believe is against Tom Lawler, who is actually their New Japan Strong champion. So hopefully, I think that should be pretty interesting. Tom Lawler, yeah, pretty cool guy. As a big UFC fan, I used to watch his UFC fights. So he turned out to be a pretty decent wrestler.
I've seen him on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yep, Ultimate Fighter, exactly. He was kind of a dick.
I don't remember what season, but yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude. It's like season 21. They just brought it back too, which is ridiculous because the concept is kind of dumb, but whatever. Hey, UFC. But talking
your other show.
about, yep, and talking about, yeah, right, talking about breaking down Forbidden Doors. Now we have talk about GLEAT. Okay, so GLEAT is a new promotion that just started back in October 2020.
Gleat?
It is GLEAT, GLEAT,
Gleat?
GLEAT.
Does
Gleat.
this have a Japanese meaning?
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just called GLEAT. I don't know.
Get them on the spot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Right. Listen, I lived in Okinawa for 3 years. I can tell you right now, there's a lot of times there's no rhyme or reason why they pick some of these English names. There's a lot of English. It just doesn't make sense. I just go with it. You know, what can you
Rock
do?
on.
Right. So what's cool about GLEAT, it's a very much kind of a shoot style UWF kind of old school kind of type of feel where it's shoot fighting in a sense, but it also have traditional fights. Now the main event, which the show happened today, actually, I believe it was this morning, we had show, mind you, last time that New Japan let one of their wrestlers wrestle outside of the promotion, it was Tanahashi last year in Kenta Kobashi's Dream event, which a lot of people don't really watch. But in Japan, it's a very big deal. It's very different promotions working together. But for the most part, New Japan is one of the few Japanese promotions where they work in isolation. They're very much. If you think they don't work very well, a lot of times with a lot of their American promotions, they work horribly with other Japanese promotions. So the fact that they let Show be part of this main event is amazing. I loved it. And what's cool about Takanori Ito, he actually comes from a karate background. He was pretty much very much in the karate scene up till 2018 when he was part of Wrestle One. Wrestle One, rest in peace. I miss Wrestle One, but hey, what can you do? But yes, so the cool thing, GLEAT is in YouTube, so you can actually look up this event now on YouTube. Just look up GLEAT Wrestling. I believe it's at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. But regardless, some of those matches on there was pretty cool. So I would definitely say check it out. Now, next, a lot of people only know Stardom because of women like. Oh, hold on a second here. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So a lot of people know Stardom from back in the day because of Mayu Iwatani and stuff like that, right? But right now, Stardom is having its best year it's had in a while, and I'm gonna tell you right now. So what we have here, we have Utami Hajishishida, right? Who has the World of Stardom belt, right? She actually beat Mayu Iwatani a couple months ago, and she's part of Queen's Quest. Which a lot of people know, Io Shirai, she was part of Queen's Quest. She was the leader of Queen's Quest, so she basically took over Queen's Quest. She fought against Suri. Now, Suri Kondo, she actually used to fight in the UFC, so she's a legit MMA fighter, right? And they had, arguably, according to Meltzer, the greatest women's match of all time. He gave it a 5.5 stars. I watched it, and I will tell you right now, I'm not very big on throwing ratings, whatever. It is arguably, in my opinion, the best women's match I've seen, and it is a match of the year contender, regardless of gender. It is legit that fucking good. It is about 30 minutes, 35 minutes of nonstop action. I'm telling you right now, there's no rest holds. There's no break spots. These two women go out and beat the utter living shit out of each other. And it's fucking great.
Yeah, fuck Dave Meltzer, but I trust your opinion, so I might watch it now.
Yeah, fuck Meltzer. You don't need to actually. I do like Meltzer, so I don't want to say that. But regardless, this is the match that everyone's raving about. You can easily find it on Dailymotion, all these other places. But I will tell you right now, Stardom is doing great right now because of this match by itself. It saw a 20% increase in subscriptions for this month, right? Just this month because of this match. And ever since Bushiroad took over Stardom, which was about like a year and a half ago, they've actually doubled the amount of subscriptions. That's how good Stardom has been doing right now. So definitely check out this match. It is fucking worth it, right? Next. Boom. Oh, hold on. Is it gonna go? There you go. Okay, so we're going to talk about All Japan now. My other segment. So a lot of people don't know, I love All Japan, right? So what's cool about All Japan is during this whole during this whole pandemic, they've actually been running some small shows here and there and been doing single fight shows and whatnot. But during this whole time, Suwama was a champion. Suwama is a former ace who basically kind of took over for someone else. But anyways, regardless, unfortunately, he had to drop the belt because he caught the coronavirus. Now, back a couple months ago, Jake Lee won the Championship Carnival, which is All Japan's version of the G1, right? So, because of that, Jake Lee had a title match was supposed to have against him. But because of what happened with Suwama, they decided to go ahead and do a three-way. Now, the three-way they did was you have to beat both guys in a row, right? So if you beat one guy, you have to beat the other guy. So it's a one-on-one against the other one.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
In theory, it could have gone horribly wrong, but
Yeah.
I love the story that they fucking built out. So in the brown suit, you have fucking Kento Miyahara, who is the fucking Okada of all Japan. He's arguably the second greatest, best wrestler in Japan right now. Fucking people talk about Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Don't fucking sleep on Kento Miyahara. It's fucking awesome. Look him up. His matches are amazing. Right. Now we have in the middle, Jake Lee. Now, Jake Lee used to be partners with Miyahara, but he actually turned on him and actually made a new group called the Total Eclipse. Again, remember I said why they name some of these in Japan? Why they name some of these names? No fucking idea. I don't know what Total Eclipse is, but regardless. Next to him, then you have...
Song.
Yep. Then you have
song.
Aogi, right? You have Aogi, who's a new guy, newcomer from Wrestle One. So what they did was they ended up splitting all three titles, which is the PWF World Heavyweight title, the NWA United National Championship, and the NWA International Heavyweight Championship, which consists of the Triple Crown. So, in the end, after a grueling fucking match, 2 matches against Kento Miyahara and Aogi, my man, fucking Jake Lee, is now the Triple Crown fucking champion. I am so fucking excited about this. He was one of my favorite wrestlers when I started watching All Japan, simply because I could pronounce his fucking name. It was fucking great. He also tended to be a really good fucking wrestler, so I'm happy for him.
That helps.
Yes, go fucking Jake Lee. Last, now we're gonna finish it off with fucking Noah. So Noah it's been hit or miss. It's been has some really good matches and some really fucking awful stupid shit, which I'm gonna get to at the end of this fucking thing. But before this, there was an awesome fucking cage match where it was Kitamiya versus Nakajima. Nakajima is the guy who has his arms crossed. He's very much, think of him as a Naito kind of character, right? So they had, and this guy behind him is Kitamiya. Now Kitamiya, they're both part of this group called Congo, right? So this Kitamiya turned on Nakajima. They both had decided we have to fucking fight each other out. If whoever loses has to shave their fucking head. Well, Nakajima fucking lost. He had to shave his fucking head. But I'm telling you right now, I saw one of the sickest fucking bumps. This dude, Kitamiya, he fucking jumped off the cage, right, to do a backdrop, kind of just lay on his back, and he fucking missed. So he landed flat back on the ring from top of the fucking cage, and it bounced off and came back down. Like, dude, I fall off the goddamn couch and my back is fucking fucked up. This dude jumped off a 20-foot cage. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Crazy.
If I get too fast out of bed, I get dizzy and fall back down.
Fuck, bro. Okay. Okay, so here goes my rant. Okay, so last year, the best champion in wrestling, in my opinion, was Go Shiozaki. Go Shiozaki was one of the guys that was around the time when Noah was started and whatnot, and he was the whole fighting spirit of Noah. Unfortunately, they had motherfucking Keiji Muto, as being a great Muta, fucking beat him. Now, everyone, and the idea of it is great, right? No, he's fucking 58 years old. He can barely fucking move. And then they had him beat all of the young guys, like the other guy called Nakajima. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Why would we have this 58-year-old guy beat a whole bunch of these dudes, right? Okay, now we're going to go to his fucking match. So Keno, who is the leader of Congo, who I just spoke about earlier, right? He has a spot where he fucking goes ahead and lights up his leg. Right. Mind you.
On fire.
They don't do fire spots. They don't do. This is fucking Noah. This is unheard of, right? So he goes ahead and kicks this motherfucker in the head. So I thought, it's a done deal. It's done, right? Done deal. Mind you, especially I was like, you know what? Muto, he fucking lost the belt to Marufuji, which is awesome. So maybe now they're finally bringing him down. Nope. He fucking got back up and then fucking beat Keno.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now. I don't get very upset with wrestling. You know, it's we all know it's and all that. But I legit wanted. I almost threw my fucking control against a fucking wall because it irritates me so fucking much that again, Keno, the leader of one of their supposed heel factions, gets beat again by this motherfucker after he got hit in the head with a fucking fire. Who? How? Why? Why even do that spot? The spot is now meaningless. This isn't death match, right? Where fire spots, can go either way. This is a regular fucking.
How much knockout factor does fire really add? Like, let's.
No. Okay. I'm with you. But in wrestling, but in wrestling, in a traditional match, whenever fire gets introduced, majority of the time it's done in a regular match. We're not talking about death match is a different thing, right? Okay. I'm ignore that comment. Don't you dare fucking put that comment up. I'm just gonna say it right now. So plus Keno's move is the fucking kick, right? So it should have knocked him out. Fuck you all. So
I like it covered up Angel's face too.
Fuck y'all. You know what? Hey, doesn't matter because this motherfucker, Giannis, got fucking injured. So good. He fucking injured Kyrie Irving. Anyways, yeah, I'm sorry.
Not a basketball show, sir.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. Wrestling. Anyways, regardless. See, hey, I told you not to bring up the comment. Anyways, so yes. So I don't understand why Noah is so fixated on pushing a 58-year-old KG Muto. He's not very good. Maybe he was years ago, not now. And that is the end of my fucking rant. And that is the end of my segment. Fucking
good thing you don't get too upset at wrestling. I don't know where I would hate to see you mad.
I know. I'm supposed to be the angry Baracho.
Dude, man. Y'all don't understand, man. How disappointed I was.
I think we get it a little bit. Maybe not.
All right.
The sun will come up tomorrow.
Right? And that is the end of the Poodle segment. I took you guys around Japan. So there you go.
Thanks for the tour.
Awesome, man. Bye. Appreciate you.
No problem. Deuces.
No need to waste any more time.
Nope. Our guest has patiently been waiting.
People have been waiting for this guest too, man. We've waited a long time.
We've waited a long time for this guest. And he is here now, so let's bring in Mr. Aaron Mercer. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm great. That was fun to listen to.
Welcome to the pit, buddy.
What's up?
You're in the pit.
Well, we got a few questions for you today. We're gonna pick your brain about some stuff. We got some viewers on the line that might throw some questions as well.
But first and foremost, was so jealous of you this weekend because you got to live out something that I cannot wait to get my chance to do, and you beat the shit out of Nastico.
I already knew you were going to talk about that. I knew it.
You know how I feel about Nastico.
Yeah.
He got the low blow on me and from behind, so I owe him one. So seeing that, thank you.
He got one of those in on me as well, but
you got your revenge.
That was a high stakes match too. Like, there was a lot on the line. Like if you lost, you were out of New Texas Pro, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the one that put the stipulations up, so that's kind of dug my own grave. But
they lure his ass in there because
I knew what I was doing. I had a plan,
and it worked out well.
It was a great match. There was some really good sets in it. I personally was a big fan of the little kid socking him right in the face. That was absolutely like when I saw that clip. What a potato! What a potato!
It was wonderful. And right in the eye, like right through the mask in the eyeball. Like it was perfection.
That might have been the pop of the match.
Oh, man.
Was it?
Out of everything else we did, that might have been the biggest pop.
Yeah, kids get over at shows, man. It's just the way it is.
What was the energy like for you in the room? Like, obviously, everybody's cheering for a Nastico ass whooping. So what's the energy in that match right there?
Definitely was not a 50-50 crowd, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
No, it was pretty cool. Like, I'm still I guess fairly new in Houston. That's only like my 4th or 5th show, so I don't think the crowd's like all the way there with me yet, but I think this whole story with Nastico has kind of helped me in a sense, just because everybody hates him
so much.
But yeah, especially that match though, they're chanting, you know, fuck about Mercer and Mercer's gonna kill you, stuff like that. All the
Die
usual
Nastico,
stuff.
die.
Yeah,
Die
so
Nastico,
it
Nash,
was
the
pretty
sign.
cool. It was pretty
Yep.
cool to, you know, kind of break through to them, I guess.
And it was a fun match. Like there was a lot, like the sign at the end of it, die nasty, die, like all that. Like there was a lot of good fun with that match.
Yeah, I mean, you knew he was gonna have 1 or 2 or 3 people come out. I was expecting
course.
more, but you know,
Yeah. Surprised the whole cartel didn't come out.
yeah, it's quite a drive from Dallas though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, his cheap ass
yeah,
wouldn't pay his guys probably.
it was
with his broke
it was
thrift store
nice to
suits.
see Great Scott and Remedy, you know, kind of come to their senses after getting. I don't know if they necessarily got screwed earlier in the night, but Nastico kind of left his clients high and dry, so they came to their senses. And I saw what Nastico did to Great Scott and Abilene the week before, so I was like, might be something there. So
funny how that works out.
yeah,
Kind of come back around.
Maybe. Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that you were new in Houston, but honestly, like these last couple of years, like especially during the pandemic and your comeback from the injury, it kind of feels like you're on fire right now. Like the Texas scene is yours for the taking. Being new, do you still feel like any of that energy came with you into the new city?
Well, I've only been back I came back in October, I think. So it's been
okay
from your injury.
8 months or whatever. Yeah.
As I hasn't even been a full year yet from his injury. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, my first match back was like King Rob, and then we went to Shire, which he UFO'd me onto a guardrail onto concrete, and then we had Great Scott, which was a 30-minute draw. So it was just like thrown back into the fire.
You didn't ease your way back into the scene.
Right.
No, I didn't want to.
Well, of course,
that's I mean, partly why I started doing death matches is because like I want to give everything I have. Like I want to experience it all, you know. I would love to have, you know, Ironman matches and wrestle 3 times in one night and all that stuff. So like I want to do everything, you know. But I don't remember what your question was. You answered.
We kind of were just talking about the energy that you have behind you, like with the comeback. Like, like you've been on a tear. Like just the few matches that you mentioned, you've had some pretty brutal matches, and you've had 2 death matches already. Like, and they've been no joke death matches. Like a lot of guys step into death matches, and you know they take a rake with barbed wire over the head, and they call that a day. Like you were not fucking around. Like you went full distance. Talk to me about what that was like for you, like opening that door.
I'm glad it was with Ruben, my first one, because Ruben was there pretty much the day I started training.
Nice.
So we've kind of been together, you know, the almost 4 years I've been doing it. And he was actually, I was playing in the ABA and for basketball, and we went to a TWA show, and Ruben was like the Texas champion or something, and he was like the first independent guy that I had seen like in years. And so it was kind of cool to see him, and then like we started training together, and now like we're having a death match together. It's my first one.
And your first one, against a dude that definitely wasn't his first one.
No,
like,
he's
you know
like,
what I mean? He's
like the deathmatch guy of Texas. Like, of course, there's Masada, but like, he's kind of, you know, sporadic or whatever. Ruben's still like doing it consistently, and I since coming back, I kind of have a death wish. In a sense. But I don't want to hold anything back. Like I want to give everything I have not for just fans and for who I'm working, and like for myself. Like I was out for 13 months. Like I have so much built up inside me right now.
Make it for lost time.
Like going into deathmatch. I'm not a deathmatch wrestler. Please don't call me that.
Okay, I was gonna ask, is this something you're gonna keep doing?
It is. But I'm not a deathmatch wrestler. I don't want to disrespect deathmatch wrestling. I don't want to disrespect those guys. Like, every sign out there, I will give everything I have. I'm trying to respect deathmatch wrestling as much as possible.
Awesome.
So I will never take it easy. I will give 110% every single time. As you can see from the past 2 death matches that I've had, and I pay for it the next day or the following days. It sucks, but it's worth it.
And the Metallica shirt just got messed up, man. Sorry,
Man.
Sorry.
That one in the white Ruben Steel heavy metal shirt. That one.
The heavy metal shirt was crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm just a Metallica
when
fan.
you walked by us at the end of that match, I told you, man, it was running down your shirt. You could see blood not soaking into the shirt anymore. It was just like, no more.
I didn't even feel it until I got to the back, and like the adrenaline started to wear off, and like I felt it just like running down my back. I looked back, and I was like, "Oh shit!" It is so.
Like, shit got real.
It was bad. Well, Atticus hit me with what was it, like 20 something light tube. So
a lot. Walk me through. I want to back up to your first match with Ruben. Like the next, like you talk about the adrenaline wearing off. Like walk me through your mindset as that happens, and you start to feel the pain of everything, like the actual pain. Like, do you panic in that moment, or are you just like, oh shit, like I guess this is what it is?
So ever since I've came back, I always like I go to the back and I kind of just like sit quietly to myself and kind of just like I'm kind of grateful that I went through the match, no injury, like grateful that I'm able to do this again. And I kind of just like sit there and just like chill to myself. When I went to the back from the death match, I was just like super zoned out. Like I wasn't in pain or like freaking out or anything. I was just like zoned out. And of course we took some promo pictures together, and then like I just sat there for a while, and then Dunbar was very helpful and he helped clean me up. It didn't help very much because I was very messed up and still bleeding, but I was pretty chill. It sucked. I was admiring all my cuts and the glass everywhere. And then my knuckle is still screwed up, but I was watching the match back and I just went like this, and like my knuckle just like squirted blood. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Have you ever done a bare boards match before?
Nope.
So like what was that like? The bare boards part of it? Brutal.
I mean, I don't think I really paid much attention to it just because everything else we were doing. I mean, he opened my back up with a scissor bat. Didn't you make that?
I was gonna say awkward. Awkward.
I still have I have a dirty scar from that. That was ugly. I think the bare boards was like the least painful thing of that match.
That's crazy. I would have thought exactly the opposite. I mean, to me, I'd be like, okay, gussets, bare boards, light tube, like, no.
Gussets for the top. Like
they have to do.
That's the one thing. That's like top tier level deathmatch shit. Like there are guys that will do almost anything. They're like, nah, I'm good with gussets. No.
I don't want to say never, but I think Kenzan is probably out for me just because I saw what was it, Satu Jin try and like pull it out and he couldn't get it out for like however long it was, and finally it just boom.
There are actually several back in the day. Smart Mark used to do behind the scenes, and there's 2 other guys that have a very similar footage. And it's like it takes like 10 minutes to get it out of their head because they're so tiny and small. They stick in your skull. I'm with you on that one. Stay away from them Kenzans.
Yeah. But skewers actually those suck too, just because Atticus kept doing it. Like those suck too.
Was that skewers? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like Biss's comment. Biss wants to run back a MMA style no ropes match.
I'm not even looking at the comments, but yeah.
I'll throw them on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, I mean, you're not.
I just won't. Yeah, I won't start the match with a flying knee this time.
Fair enough. So, is there anybody that you haven't faced yet that you want to face?
Jesus Christ, Texas or everywhere, because it's I don't have a list, but it's a long list if we're making a list.
Yeah, if you had to start, it's gonna keep going, huh? I was just best talking about the time Masada told him a story about pulling out Kaisans. Took 4 doctors.
They're tough.
Screw
And
that.
they pliers, pliers to pull them out of your head.
So, deathmatch wise, obviously Akira. Obviously, because that was supposed to be my first one, but we had the freeze and it ended up not happening. So he's top of deathmatch. There's a couple guys that I would love to run it back with. BK,
that counts.
Obviously.
He's blowing up too. He's killing it. Yep.
Yeah.
There needs to be a pay-per-view match. Like, you and BK needs to be a big shit match.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, somebody needs to do that.
It might happen. Who knows? Mysterious Q, I wrestled. He was like my third big singles match, I think, when I was first starting. And we actually had a pretty good match. But I think
he's great.
Absolutely kill it now. Man, as far as people I haven't worked, I don't know. It's a long list.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So these interviews this is usually where I shift the gears and put it in reverse and we go back. So let's rewind to 4 years, 14 years, 24 years ago, whatever it might be. What made you, like, when did you decide you wanted to become a wrestler? I mean, you said you're a basketball player, so you had aspirations there probably for a while. I was a basketball player. I didn't quite make it as far as you did. I was close. I played in college a little bit, but like, when did that shift, or when did, like, I'm going to be a wrestler? Was it something that you just always knew that was your next thing you were going to do, or it was like something switched and then here I am, a wrestler?
No, I was. I can never remember when I first started watching wrestling. My mom said it was like when I was a baby or whatever, but like I personally don't remember. But I remember like wrestling with my friends like in maybe 5th grade is when I first started. But like, obviously I wanted to be a basketball player my whole life. That's why I played college, and then I played a year of ABA, and then that was when I was 23. And then I actually stopped after that season because me and my ex had our son. So I was like, I'm going to focus on, my son. And then our PA announcer, Carlos Blon, CJ, he runs TWA. They run San Antonio on Fridays. He was our PA announcer, and we got to talking about, this was when AJ Styles debuted at the Royal Rumble, and we got to talking about it in practice one day, and he was like, oh yeah, I run my own place or whatever, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I've always thought about becoming a wrestler, but never really knew how, and so that was kind of in the back pocket. And so after I stopped playing basketball, I hit him up, and I was just like, hey, how do we get started on this? And he was like, oh, just meet me here. And the rest is history. That was on September 1st of 2017. That's when I started.
Wow. So when
I started training.
A couple months from 4 years.
Yeah. And I always spent
an idea.
Yeah.
Did you have an idea of like what kind of wrestler you wanted to become? Like, what was your style? What was your gimmick? Or were you just like, I'm jumping in?
Okay, so when I started with him, I was like, I'm going to be a cross between CM Punk and AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. And that was,
all right.
I don't know.
My favorites.
Three of
my all-time favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's a good list.
So that was my
I think you're bigger than all of them, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine him? Like, it would be like 3 guys here and Mercer.
Yeah.
I think Punk's a little taller. He's like 6'1", but
yeah, he's over 6. Yeah, but still, yeah.
Yeah, that was my initial idea, and I was going to come in and I could do a 450 like my first week of training. Like, I was going to do 450s and front splashes and all that stuff. But I only spent like 2 months with him, and then I went over to hybrid, he like introduced me over there, and Marvel was like, I have this vision for you, and like you're gonna be an old school grappler. And I was like, okay. And
Which
so I
get
started
from Marvel's
watching.
vibe.
Yeah, which I'm actually grateful for, because it's helped me like evolve.
Not hating.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No hate here.
So I started watching like super old school stuff, like 50s and 60s. And
Oh, way back.
yeah, so I started doing that, and then
The pre-Bruno era.
it started just evolving from there, and God, I don't know, we're where we are now.
Yeah,
it's always tough spots, like being a basketball player, athletic person. I kind of sunk in when Undertaker had his one. I forgot all the fucking documentaries they've made about him. How he's talking about is like, I showed up to be wrestling, and I see these guys doing all this stuff. He's like, I can do all those things. Yeah, but you're
Taker actually went to the same college as I did.
Oh,
Obviously,
really?
way farther.
Yeah, a couple years before.
But yeah.
3 decades.
Same college. I think it was like a English major or writing, something like that. Yeah.
English language arts, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then he played basketball. So he was athletic. He sees these guys. He's like, I can do a flip and land on my feet outside the ring on the floor. Like, I can do all those things. But he's like, yeah, but you're 6'9". Like, that doesn't make sense in this business. So did you have those kind of moments too? Because you said, well, I could do a 450. But they're like, yeah, but in a Texas indie scene, of course, you are the equivalent of a 6'9", 7 foot.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I mean, it doesn't really make sense. Like, if something comes along and there's a big stage or something, I could bust it out of nowhere, then yeah, cool. But like,
sure,
why?
Has to make for a reason, right? Save it.
Yeah. I could just use forearms and kicks and dump people on their head. Like, make it easy.
So coming into training, you mentioned going, hybrid, all that. You come to the injury, like, what's going through your mind when you're like, I'm fresh in the game, and now I'm on the shelf for a while? Like, talk me through that process for you.
So that sucked like really badly mentally, because I left hybrid like a couple months prior to that. So I was doing my own thing.
Right.
And I had all these cool things set up. Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but the Texas Forever that was supposed to happen on WrestleMania weekend or whatever.
Yep.
Loose plans. I was supposed to wrestle Tom Lawler. Yeah. So that kind of got taken away.
Yeah.
We were
and that was when he was
newer.
Yeah, that would have been. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the Jerome match was gonna build towards. I was gonna start doing more like shoot fights or whatever, and it was gonna lead up to that. So, and I had a couple of debuts planned for the month after I had gotten hurt, and so I had quite a few things set up. But
can you say where those debuts were going to be?
One of them was Texoma. It's like it's like places in Texas. It was like Texoma.
Texoma Pro. Yeah.
I think Fearless was like one of their first shows.
Okay, that would have been the timetable.
Yeah, places I'm already working anyways, but
yeah. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Would have been sooner.
Gotcha.
No, yeah, but it sucked because like I obviously couldn't work for a while, and then like so my son lives in Colorado now, but he was still down here in Texas, and he was going to be moving in a few months, so I couldn't see him for like a month because of that. Like I couldn't walk, I couldn't take care of myself. Like it was rough. Yeah, I don't know. It was rough.
It's got to be. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
but the comeback has been amazing. Like,
all
in all, like you've kind of had like the actual comeback from injury, and then you've almost had like the gimmick comeback from injury as well. Like your storyline that you've kind of been telling through the different promotions, like Heavy Metal, New Texas, it's been killer. Like that's got to feel great having that momentum coming out of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think the way that we did it kind of helped too. Like we started Heavy Metal with the people that actually know me, and then we got the IWTV deal, and so like a few more people started to see me, and then we branched out to Houston, and now we're starting to do Dallas, and now we're like branching out. So I think it was done right that way, instead of just going all these random places and nobody knows who I am, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are people are saying companies they want to see you at or debut at, which I was gonna. That's gonna lead you into a question.
I also like to have things kind of make sense between companies. Like I know it's impossible to do, but I don't want to do one thing here and then it's like conflicting at another place with another worker, or like I'm a heel over here and like I'm getting massive ovations over here. Like it wouldn't make sense, you know.
It sucks. There are fans that travel, and I've been at shows where it's like, do we root for him now? Do we not root for him now?
That's happened so many times. Like, oh, well, he's a heel here, you know. Like we're like trying to high somebody, and they're like, get off of me, you know. And they're like, oh, well then, okay, well then, fuck you then. All right, but I doesn't. I mean, it's for fans like us, it's not that big of a deal because we get it. But you know, for the fans that we're trying to grow, and this it could get confusing. You know, if they're in the new ones. You know, I've been watching this for 40 years, so I get it. But like the ones that are watching it for 4 months, be like, well, what the hell? Like I was in San Antonio, and then I went over. Like, yeah, I get it. But
that dude, bipolar. What is he doing?
Yeah, it's like make up your mind. But I mean, it's just the way it is, and it's really, really tough. I mean, especially in Texas, where so many companies.
Yeah.
So much talent.
A lot of people see the same stuff. Like,
and sometimes you do have to do something different just to even get a spot on a show. If you're trying to like fill something in, it's like, well, that guy's he's got the championship and everybody loves him. I want to see you work him. I know you're a face here, but you're gonna need, you know what I mean. And some people are gonna just keep it that way. Sadly, but you can work it.
You can be a face and work another face.
Yes,
doesn't have to be that cut and dry.
Thank you.
I know some people don't think that.
Some promoters need to listen.
Some people don't understand that. That's a good. And honestly, when I talk about the couple times we were confused, it was because guys we knew came out and it didn't make sense. It was like, why would you boo me? Like, why would you boo me? Like, you're just here to fight. There's no feud here. Like, just come out and fight. Why would you boo the people that are cheering you? But it's a good. I gotta ask you a question, and this is not even about the deathmatch stuff. Do you feel like Mall Madness, IWTV, like getting on there? Did you feel your stock rising with people like now that you were expanding and being seen all over as opposed to just Texas?
Yeah, like it's not even like thousands of people watch or whatever, but it's like a couple of fans here will start following me on Twitter and say cool things, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome, new fans, and like it's more people to show out for. I don't know what the word is, but it's like I'm super grateful for IWTV. Like they've given all of us a platform, like between heavy metal and New Texas and several other places that are possibly coming up. It's a cool platform to have.
Yeah, I really do love IWTV. It's great for everybody involved.
Fantastic. So we did ask the question of who you wanted to wrestle. We've mentioned all this. The places you're working, and it seems like you're pretty solid in the ones you're working. Are there? Do you have a list of promotions that you would like to work at that you haven't? It doesn't have to be just Texas, but I mean, of course, I'm biased because of Texas, and I'm also a promoter. Just saying. Just wondering. Like how south or north or east or west would you travel? Just wondering.
So right now I am not working an actual job, so I'm only wrestling. So my schedule is kind of wide open. It just depends on what fits in, because I do have quite a few bookings set up that I'm very grateful for. So it kind of just depends on what falls when I'm available,
Right.
There's definitely a few places. There's a few places that I would like to work, but there's some other places that I can't say because I'm already gonna be debuting there.
Oh,
I don't want to.
Yeah, because today
you are filling up. Look at that! You can't even talk to us about half your show right now. I love it.
Yeah, he said something about here's
August
something
is
news
be a
happening
huge
today.
month for me.
Nice. And you know what's crazy? I'm super excited for September. Heavy Metal's coming to Austin in September. Inspire's supposed to be coming back. I'm just ready for some Austin wrestling. I've been having to drive at least 90 miles to see just about any wrestler lately. So I'm just excited y'all are coming to my side of town for once.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. I don't think I've wrestled in Austin. I've been shows like at ACW. And
I don't
Inspire,
think that you've wrestled in Austin before because I mean I've never seen you. You haven't been in Inspire, have you?
No.
Yeah.
Another thing I was supposed to do before I got injured. We were setting
That's
something
true.
up with that
I
too.
forgot.
That's what Biz, yeah. That Biz started that, and then everybody snowballed just mentioning promotions that they wanted you to debut at.
But what's crazy, Mercer, is it inspires anybody's game when it opens up. Because Ricky Starks got poached out of there to AEW. There's a lot of faces that aren't coming back. Inspires anybody's turf when it opens back up. Just keep that in mind.
There's a lot of people that have raised their game since then too, like T-Ray, who was like a scramble guy at that time, and now he's I dare say he's one of the best guys in Texas right now.
Yeah,
he's on fire.
Yeah, him and Izzy James had the match of the night on Friday in Corpus.
Oh yeah,
that's what I say,
dude.
And that card was great.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time, and he's for whatever reason hasn't got a break, I guess. But he's really good too.
Yep. Yeah, we've had him both.
I'm wrestling him at Fearless on July 30. No,
at Fearless,
30.
bro.
July 3rd. When are we running? I don't know. It's on my booking list.
Saturday? Is that Saturday? You wrestling Saturday?
No.
July 3rd is Saturday, right?
Hold on.
3rd is Saturday. Yeah, he's gonna check now.
My calendar. Hold on a second. Let me tell you where I'm at.
Yeah,
July
so many
30th.
bookings. I was gonna say it's 30th. 30. If you're talking about Izzy, yeah. Him and T-Ray. Like I said, that card was awesome, and I told them both. I mean, that was the match of the night, in my opinion. Whatever that's worth. It's all good. We can still hear you though.
Okay.
Don't ask me, man. It took me a while just to figure out how to do what I got going on here.
Yeah, we had an echo. We couldn't get rid of.
I'm clicking the camera button, but it's not working. I don't know what I'm doing.
Don't worry about it. We got your voice. That's all we need.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Well, but then that'll kind of just lead us
there we go.
Tease. This is a tease. Okay. So I guess we're about ready to do what we do.
Oh yeah, this is our end of the show segment. This is a good one. Let's do it.
If it wants to, everything's buffering right now. But so, Aaron Mercer, what we do here in the pit with our talent or our guests that we have, we always end with a go home segment where me and numero dos, we have 10 questions each, so 20 questions. Usually have nothing to do with wrestling. They're like quick fire, 20 count or 5 count AEW style, which could still be 20 count because refs don't count to 5 anyway. So you have all they're supposed to be quick fire, but take time, whatever time you feel. So Aaron Mercer, you ready to go home?
Yeah, sure.
He's like, I got a choice.
Maybe 5 more minutes. That's what I'll tell the ref.
What do you think the most played song on your Spotify or iTunes is?
Bomb.com by Sleeping with Sirens at the moment.
Man, that's the second time I've heard you make a Sirens reference today. Bomb.com is the best too.
They're my favorite band of the past 3 months. I never had an emo phase, but I think I'm in a shut the fuck up, Nastico.
I thought I smelled something.
I'm in my emo phase right now.
I thought I smelled something. We almost made it through a show without his stink ass. When brushing, do you start inside or outside of your mouth or teeth? Not your mouth, because that would be dumb. Nastico's got me all fucked up. That guy. Fuck that guy. Sorry.
Outside? I don't think about it.
Which shoe do you normally put on?
We
first?
make you wonder here.
Again, don't think about it. Right shoe? I don't know.
That's what I chose too.
Scarface or The Godfather?
Scarface.
Yeah,
who punches harder, Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump or Captain Crunch?
Lieutenant Dan.
Exactly.
He was in the war.
Right. He's got no legs. That doesn't mean he's got no punches. He's got hands.
Yeah.
He's still got no legs.
He's got to compensate. He's all upper body now. So
you just got to put the wheelchair in park. If you
Exactly.
punch when it's not in park, it'll roll backwards.
Yeah, it won't. It'll
Exactly.
just roll over. Yeah. Would you rather have to crawl on all fours or walk backwards forever?
Walk backwards.
I agree.
What is your favorite board game?
I'll just say Monopoly,
Ooh.
even though everybody, hates it. And
I was gonna
I
say
love it. I love it. That's my favorite.
further proving you're psychotic, but yeah.
We'll get to that at the end of the show.
Okay.
Would you rather be friends with Superman or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Do you drink sodas warm? Not by choice, but would you drink a soda warm?
I don't drink soda.
Okay, so no.
So that's a no. Would you rather have wings but can't fly or gills and can't go underwater?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Gills,
Use a
you could
pit.
hide them better.
Sweet. So you got the hair too. You could probably cover them. I don't have that option.
Just a guess. How long on average would it take dial-up internet to actually connect?
Like today or in general?
In general, back in the day when it used to connect.
Good God. Depends on how awful it was. I mean, sometimes it could take a couple minutes. Sometimes it would take like 15 or 30.
Yep.
Yeah.
I,
Or
think
not at
I
all.
looked it up. The average was like 48 seconds. And I was like, wow, y'all have some
Bullshit.
good dial-up. Y'all had some great
Bullshit.
No way.
Bullshit. Which of the 7 dwarves is most like you?
Sleepy. Grumpy.
Grumpy.
Do you know how to get anywhere that's more than 100 miles away without using a map at all?
Yeah, just hit 35 and just go straight.
Yeah, Texas is big enough where you can pull that off.
Yeah. That's easy.
If you could hack into one person's computer, who would it be?
Elon Musk. I'd steal all his banking information.
Oh, that's a good one.
Smart.
In your own personal hell, what do you have to eat for breakfast every single day?
Oatmeal.
Ooh,
I hate oatmeal.
yeah,
Just the
fair
texture,
enough.
it's disgusting.
And it gets cold quick, and then it's just
Yeah, you got to shovel it.
yeah,
it. Yeah.
you really do.
What movie can you quote from beginning to end?
None. I'm terrible with quotes, but
Or closest?
the Step Brothers. I don't know.
Nice.
It would have to be some.
That's a
type
very
of comedy
quotable
movie.
That's a very quotable movie. Yeah.
How long does your shower normally take?
3 or 4 minutes.
All right.
Get in, get out.
That's what I'm saying. Ain't got time to be standing around. If you were given $1,000 and had to spend it on yourself, what would you buy? Can't buy it for your kid.
Food.
Has food, groceries.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the only thing I blow my money on is food.
You have to pick one. No questions asked. Mike or Ike?
Ike, because that's a character off of South Park.
There you go.
And so, like I said, these questions are random. 19 of the 20 are different for every guest, but the 20th question is always the same. All the other ones don't have right or wrong answers. The 20th question does have a right or wrong answer based on this show. Does pineapple go on pizza?
No.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew that one. If
Victory.
anyone was going to say no, it was Mercer.
Hell yeah.
That's
Hell
tough.
yeah.
It's hard pill to swallow, but I'll take it. What's the score now, Josh? 400 million to like 3?
Nobody, wait, can I get a moment to
Have you
enjoy
guys-
a
You know
victory?
what? You do you, bud.
Have you
I
asked
got a
Luigi?
victory. Was that?
You got to ask
we
Luigi
haven't
Primo.
we haven't had him in the pit yet. We get a
We did.
That-
We did have Luigi Primo in the pit one day, didn't we?
no.
That's the end all be all
I
right
think
there.
we asked him on Facebook, and I don't think that y'all will like his answer. He was pretty. I think he was like, "If it'll fit on the pizza, you can put it on the pizza."
Yeah, he put it. He has posted about it, but he hasn't had it official in here, so it doesn't count.
Well, Mercer,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming in the pit today, dude. We
Finally.
finally getting you on here, man.
So let everybody know how to find you and stalk you and social media and all that creepy stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've been getting some weird ones on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter are both at real Aaron Mercer because there's a lot of fake Aaron Mercers out there, apparently. I don't know. That's it. Facebook, Aaron Mercer.
Easy
you can
peasy.
just catch him at pretty much any upcoming Texas show in the next few weeks, it feels like. Man, you are just booked all over the place, and I cannot wait to see what's next.
Is there anywhere to get merch? Somebody's asking before we let you go. Besides at the show, or do you have much merch?
I don't have any merch yet. I'm
That's what I thought. I thought
you need
so.
to get pins, Mercer. Get you some pins.
Pins, stickers, 8x10s are gonna be on the way before shirts. Shirts are difficult. I have designs, but they're just expensive to make.
But get you some pins for real.
I got a guy. I got a guy. If you want to message me, I got a guy. Message.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll talk.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the pit. We appreciate you. We're gonna keep following you. Keep kicking ass. Thank you again for kicking Nastico's stank ass. Like sincerely. I can't wait till I get my chance to do it. And appreciate you, man.
Mercer. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
No problem. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Later. What a show! We finally got Aaron Mercer in the pit, and it delivered.
Yes, sir. Finally. And
Man.
I got screen problems happening right now. So
You got screen problems? You got something to show us, Josh? You
No.
ready to end on a high note? We talked about a lot of cool stuff today. We had Mercer in the pit. We talked about the Summer of Blood Chapter 2. We talked about all Japan stuff. And we talked about the Texas Indie Showcase.
yeah, we talked about the awesome show I went to on Friday, GCWA. Just shows happening here and there everywhere. Just go support indie wrestling.
Get back out there, buy some tickets, go to a show.
And hit us up. This episode will be ready on Saturday, I think, is when we'll have every Saturday will be the new episodes of
We're on
In
the
the Pit
web,
with Josh
baby.
Lamont.
Download us.
Emo Say What Productions. Thank you very much. See
See you
ya.
next week.
I
Peace.
can't get the graphic up, so we're out.
We're just gonna wave this time.
Awkwardly.